Hello, dear friends. The most important shift is happening this week and the next one, according to Sarah McWhorter. Opinion piece, reset map, subtle anxiety, 3 timelines, time of division, crucial moment, phoenix moment, unstable transition, new pathways built, humanity is in shock, planetary readjustment, collapse of the structure. Let's start. According to Mr. Whiplash, the world power system, including monarchies, central banks, and traditional financial structures, is collapsing and being replaced by a new system. In his view, the world is moving from hidden, centralized control toward the activation of a financial golden age, when the old structures collapse and the flow of money and energy is unleashed. We are witnessing the old map of power being redrawn in real time. He describes this shift as a transition to a golden age, the dismantling of infrastructure like dams and pipelines, symbolizing the elimination of control and the liberation of liquidity and energy flows to the population. The new system is already underway and is based on technology such as quantum currencies, standards like ISO 20022, and the quantum financial system. In his view, the role of the monarchy, traditional currency, and setting strategic projects symbolizes the end of the old model. From there, he assets a new architecture based on quantum currencies, and smart contracts will emerge as a more decentralized system oriented toward real property ownership. He also links this shift to unrealized historical plans, such as initiatives from the 1960s, which are now being revived with gold and silver backing. This process will culminate in a moment of global transformation called the Phoenix, where humanity will move from a system of centralized control to one of decentralized financial freedom. The new pathways are already being built. The monetary system backed by precious metals, which was supposed to be launched in 1963 through the Green-Hilton Agreement between JFK and Sukarno, is now being reactivated with the backing of real gold and silver assets. She calls the collapse of the old power structure Menai Bridge Operation, which implies the disappearance of the British monarchy and the control of the Commonwealth. The dams will fall when the Menai Bridge is activated. The old pipelines are cut. The blocked water is released, and we move from control to freedom. The collapse of the Three Gorges Dam is equivalent to the destruction of the power of Bitcoin mining in China. The collapse of the large dams represents the release of blocked currency and energy. Water flows freely again across the land, representing the free flow of money and energy for the people. 3 timelines. According to Sarah McWhorter, at this moment the Earth is not a single timeline. It is passing through 3 timelines simultaneously. One of collapse and fatigue, one of transition and awakening, and the third one of sovereignty and creation. First, the dense collapsing timeline, which is the field of fatigue. Second, the transitional timeline of awakening, which is the field of friction. Third, the anchoring timeline of sovereignty, which is the field of creation. In the collapsing timeline of fatigue, people feel tired, unmotivated and confused. Old systems feel heavy or meaningless, and emotional cycles repeat without resolution. That timeline is ending. It is collapsing faster than people can mentally process it. Many unconsciously cling to old identities, seek security in outdated patterns, and feel a subtle anxiety without knowing why. In the transitional timeline of awakening, which is the field of friction, many conscious people feel that something big is changing, but it's not fully here yet. There is a sudden clarity followed by emotional waves and a desire to act, followed by moments of pause or doubt. This field creates a stripping away of identity, an exposure of truth, and a pattern of confrontation. This transition is not stable, it is a bridge. Here, people may feel themselves moving forward and then slowing down. They receive ideas but haven't yet fully assimilated them. The dominant and emerging frequency is the anchoring timeline of sovereignty, which is the field of creation. This is where clarity replaces confusion. Action becomes precise, not forced, and receiving becomes as natural as giving. This timeline contains financial expansion through aligned actions, creative expression as a path, and clean, not exhausting relationships. But here's the key. Accessing this timeline requires energetic self-leadership, not just awareness. Readjustment. Sarah McWhorter presents the current situation as an energetic and emotional readjustment process. And I repeat the phrase. Sarah McWhorter presents the current situation as an energetic and emotional readjustment process is underway, affecting the body, mind, and relationships. Many people are experiencing fatigue, confusion, or friction because the old system is dismantling, while clarity, truth, and more aligned decisions are emerging. Change depends not only on understanding what is happening, but also on taking action, choosing a direction, expressing oneself in ceasing procrastination. This stage favors those who make concrete and tenacious decisions, while hesitation scatters energy and action concentrates it. A readjustment of the planetary nervous system is occurring, affecting the body with fatigue, sensitivity, and changes in sleep patterns, affecting the mind by questioning everything, and affecting the emotional field with unexpected releases. This is because the human system is being updated to accommodate more truth without distortion. Therefore, illusions feel harder to maintain, misaligned relationships feel heavier, and authentic desires feel stronger. We are at a crucial moment. The most significant shift is happening this week and next, as we have said. People are forced to make internal choices, remain in their comfort zone, or take charge of their lives, not drastically, but through small decisions like, in quotes, do I act on what I know? Do I tell truth? Do I follow my path or postpone it? The micro decisions are being made now. Your main challenge is stabilization and action. This means fewer questions like what's happening and more decisions like what am I doing about this? You are not here to interpret endless change. You are here to position yourself within it as a point of reference. The Earth no longer allows for passive evolution. It responds to conscious participation. Those who act, even imperfectly, will experience expansion. Those who wait will feel pressure. The collective field is reorganizing around those who act with clarity. Hesitation scatters energy. The session concentrates it. There is no hidden step you are skipping, only the step you are postponing. Keep it simple because most people overcomplicate things. Choose a direction and move. Express your voice and stop waiting for absolute certainty. This aligns directly with the new timeline frequency. Clarity comes after movement, not before. Reset news. The silver tsunami is already here. Inflation tripled as the reset accelerated. The UN says it's a very dangerous time, in quotes. Nvidia fuels a surge in quantum technology stocks. Our history is being erased, as Orwell warned in 1984. Amateur astronomers capture the Artemis second mission from Earth. According to Mr. Poole, the Vatican Bank has processed more than $6 billion in unaudited transfers since 2019. Funds channeled through shell accounts in Malta, Luxembourg, and the Cayman Islands, unknown destinations, classified recipients. According to Axios 4B, the panic in the Red Sea is nothing compared to the panic on Wall Street, because the old financial system is being dismantled brick by brick. The gold standard is no longer a theory. It's the only way out. Watch the markets. Watch the resignations. The storm isn't approaching. You are in the middle of it. What you are seeing now isn't chaos but controlled exposure. The very system that shaped your reality is slowly revealing itself. You see it when narratives crumble overnight, when previously forbidden truths suddenly come to light, when the same voices begin to contradict each other. That's not confusion. It's the script losing control. The pressure you feel, the tension in the world, the sense that something big is unfolding, it's because it is. This was never just a system of control. It was a mental cage designed to shape perception, limit awareness, and keep most people asleep. But that phase is ending. The system doesn't have the same power once enough people see it. The storm has arrived, and victory is near for all who stand for the light. The white hats are in control, and more high-profile takedowns are coming as the Great Awakening accelerates. Clones only last 3 years, before being replaced because they suffer neural deterioration. This explains the parade of lookalikes we have seen among the political elite. According to André Gonçalves, you become free when you stop believing society's lies, but you become invisible when you stop believing your own lies. The system was designed to control the asleep. They don't know what to do with an awakened being. The global financial reset is entering a phase of maximum alert, according to Planetary. With the dismantling of energy grids and the advancement of financial hygiene measures, cyber exposure is accelerating the shift from fragile legacy systems to verifiable and auditable structures. Humanity is in a state of shock, according to the Pleiadian Council through Celia Wilder. You are witnessing the collapse of narratives that have dominated humanity for millennia. This collapse is not something you should fear. On the contrary, it is a necessary step for the elevation of your consciousness. Middle East. More than 20 US-approved ships passed through the Strait of Hormuz. A second Iranian vessel crosses the strait amid the blockade. 10 ships attempting to break the blockade were forced to turn back. Iran threatens to disrupt maritime trade if the blockade continues. A Chinese company claims to have tracked US aircraft over Iran. Iran suspends all petrochemical exports as authorities signal commitment to opening the strait. The US Senate rejects a resolution to end the war. Trump says the war is very close to ending, in quotes. Economy. Wall Street hits record high. Oil stabilizes at $95 a barrel. Oil markets are being manipulated to hide the price increase, according to Mike Adams. Gold and silver registered sharp declines after the failure of dialogue between the US and Iran. Russia promises to cover China's energy resource deficit. Europe. The EU warns of an energy crisis due to the war. Brussels deploys a shock plan to address the energy crisis with direct aid. Europe prepares a plan to unblock the Strait of Hormuz after the war. Ukraine runs out of missiles. Europe doubles its aid to Ukraine. Germany creates Europe's largest artificial lake. Finland and Sweden will be connected by train this summer. Norway breaks oil export record after the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Spain. Madrid is preparing an appeal to the Supreme Court against the regularization of immigrants. Israel expels Spain from the Gaza Coordination Center for criticizing its attack on Lebanon. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.